Remembers a legend. Plus, the Missouri Senate's decision on gender-affirming rights for youth. KOAM News at 10 is next. Now at 10, the city of Joplin celebrates the life of the legendary Gabby Street. We'll take a look at his accomplishments. Plus, the Missouri Senate's decision on a gender-affirming rights for youth. And Girard baseball kicks off the season against Labette County. Highlights in sports.
The four states' most watched news starts now.
The Joplin History and Mineral Museum hosts a presentation to honor an iconic Joplin resident as the city celebrates 150 years. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Dow Quick. KOAM's Amber Jenkins attended tonight's event and has more.
Gabby Street moved to Joplin in 1922 and shook up the game of baseball. As Joplin reflects on 150 years, there's no denying the impact of Gabby Street.
Gabby Street was important because, for one thing, they organized the Gabby Street League for baseball for young men 12 to 16, which preceded Little League. Little League came later.
Gabby Street managed the Joplin Miners and captivated ears as a sports broadcaster.
They named a street after Gabby Street Boulevard, but then sometime later on, the people didn't seem to know who he was, and they changed the name of the street back to 26th Street.
Gabby Street Boulevard is now known as West 26th Street in Joplin. However, Joplin natives like Irwin believe that the street name should reflect Joplin history.
When they had Gabby Street Day, the chairman of the Chamber of Commerce said, "Gabby Street's the greatest thing to happen to this city in the past 50 years." At the time, they were very proud of him, and I think we should think about him a little bit more.
Irwin believes Joplin is slowly forgetting Gabby Street's legacy. Presentations like this keeps history alive.
And hoping that the City Council might restore the name Gabby Street Boulevard to 26th Street. I think Gabby Street Boulevard sounds so much more fun than 26th Street, which is boring to me.
Reporting in Joplin, Amber Jenkins, KOAM News.
Joplin's 150th birthday celebration will be Thursday at City Hall. A Pittsburgh organization is raising money with a purse auction. Safe House Crisis Center hosted its annual Bags to Riches Ladies Night Out fundraiser. Safe House provides resources for victims of domestic violence. This event's a chance for people to come out, mingle, bid on purses in a silent auction, all for a good cause. There were a lot of faces in the crowd as well.
It's amazing. I mean, we knew with our ticket sales it was going to be a big turnout, and I mean, we almost sold out the event, and it just feels really good to be back together and know that the community is supporting our work.
There were also raffle items and door prizes. The Environmental Protection Agency was in Jasper County today to give an update on cleanup projects. The EPA has been working to clean up mine waste for the past 30 years. That waste stems from extensive lead mining done in the area decades ago, which contaminated the soil and water of many properties. This led to much of Jasper County being part of a Superfund cleanup site. Officials say so far they've cleaned up around 24 million cubic yards of mine waste and supplied 500 homes with new drinking water. And the work isn't done just yet in Joplin.
Activity wasn't limited to just a certain area in Jasper County. When mining was conducted in Jasper County, it was more so kind of smaller mining operations, but yeah, again, those weren't limited to the Joplin area. They were also conducted in Carthage and Sarcoxie as well, yes.
The EPA is currently conducting a technical needs assessment as they work to determine if they should expand the Superfund site boundary. Kansas Department of Health and Environment announced some local cities are receiving waste tire product grants. The city of Chautauqua is going to get more than $4,400, Fort Scott Aquatic Center more than $2,800, Girard nearly $2,700. Mound Valley will also receive more than $5,200. The grants will help handle the cost of proper disposal of many materials and assist efforts to promote litter and waste reduction. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy now for our first look at the weather.
Well, it definitely turned out to be a wet day for us today. We had showers, we had even a few thunderstorms during the morning hours, and it's still wet out there right now. We have some light drizzle. High of only 48 for now. Our temperatures are actually going up. and we're going to continue to rise as we go through the overnight hours. Heaviest rain out of here. A lot of clouds, a lot of drizzle. See a little bit of that being picked up. Could get a random shower as we go through the overnight hours tonight. But look at our temps. Upper 40s to near 50. We're going to continue to go up throughout the overnight hours. Southerly winds kicking in at about 5 to 15, but gusts still kind of in that 25 to 30 mile per hour range, and those are going to increase over the next couple days. So rising temperatures, much warmer tomorrow, staying very windy. Thunderstorms again Thursday. So we're going to break this all down for you all coming up here in just a little bit.
See you soon. The Missouri Senate has approved initial legislation that would temporarily prohibit gender-affirming treatments for minors and restrict transgender participation in sports. The Republican-led Senate advanced the bills today after an all-night session. Doctors could lose their licenses and schools would lose state funding if they don't comply. Republicans are pushing nationwide to restrict transgender health care, drag shows, bathroom access, and the discussion of LGBTQ topics in schools. The Oklahoma Supreme Court today ruled there is a limited right to abortion in the state. This comes after reproductive rights activists challenged the Oklahoma abortion ban that was signed into law last year. By a 6-4 vote, the court held that abortion must be allowed in order to preserve the life of the mother. However, the court did allow a state ban on elective abortions to remain in place. The majority opinion ruled the Oklahoma Constitution guarantees a woman's right to protect her life, while the dissenting justices say there is no real or implied right to an abortion in the U.S. or the state constitution. Arkansas Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders signed a bill that will create a monument commemorating unborn children. The governor's office says the monument is for those aborted during the era of Roe v. Wade. Secretary of State will have final approval of the monument, which will sit on state capitol grounds. According to Senate Bill 307, the monument will come at no expense to the state of Arkansas. 2 men wanted for attempted murder in Louisiana are caught in Jasper County, Missouri. Authorities arrested 26-year-old Dalton Andrews and 18-year-old Miguel Guajardo Jr. They were arrested on warrants for attempted first-degree murder and criminal conspiracy. The U.S. Marshal's Office in Louisiana contacted the Jasper County Sheriff's Office about the suspects, saying they might be in the area of 898 North Sunny Slope Lane, that's east of Joplin city limits. Authorities got the description of the suspect's car, found it in the area where they arrested them shortly afterward. The suspects are awaiting extradition back to Louisiana. Coming up, preparation for the possible indictment of former President Donald Trump.
Security is heightened after former President Trump tells his supporters to protest his potential arrest. I'm Michael George in New York with the possibility of criminal charges.
Plus, how area colleges are preparing their students for the possibility of severe weather. Former President Trump was not arrested today, despite his own recent claim on social media that he might be. The Manhattan District Attorney is investigating whether Trump falsified business records by having Michael Cohen, his one-time personal attorney, pay Stormy Daniels to keep quiet about an alleged affair. Reporter Michael George is outside Manhattan Criminal Court now with the latest.
Barricades were put up around Lower Manhattan for the second day in a row as the NYPD prepares for protests in the event former President Trump is indicted. All officers were ordered to be in full uniform and ready to mobilize, though Trump's claim that he was going to be arrested on Tuesday never came to fruition.
The Secret Service will shadow him.
A.T. Smith was the deputy director of the Secret Service. He says law enforcement will be able to handle the potentially chaotic scene if Trump surrenders to authorities.
The Secret Service is very well equipped to handle large crowds, large visits, things that are unique in the way of protection. They're planning ahead for anything that could go wrong.
Sources tell CBS News that the grand jury's work here is nearly done. Prosecutors are considering whether to bring in any final witnesses.
I think this is the definition of unprecedented.
Hofstra Law School professor James Sample says Trump will do what he can to avoid going to trial.
No matter when the indictment comes, it will be a matter of months before this case goes to trial. Donald Trump is famous for trying to drag out legal proceedings.
With the 2024 Republican primaries less than a year away, even Trump's GOP opponents are rallying behind him.
When you get into political prosecutions like this, it's more about revenge than it is about justice.
There are 4 separate investigations into Trump. He's denied wrongdoing in all of them. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
For now, Trump remains at his Mar-a-Lago estate in Florida, huddling with advisors and sending fundraising emails about the legal trouble. A judge in Idaho ruled today that Lori Vallow will not face a death penalty if convicted of the murder of her 2 children. Among the reasons cited by the defense, media saturation, discovery violations by prosecutors, and Vallow's mental status. Vallow's husband, Chad Daybell, also faces murder charges in the deaths of her 2 children, 7-year-old Joshua, or JJ, and 16-year-old Tylee. 3 men were convicted yesterday for the shooting death of rapper XXXTentacion. South Florida jury found Michael Boatwright, Dedrick Williams, and Trayvon Newsom guilty of first-degree murder and armed robbery. XXXTentacion was killed after leaving a motorsports store in Broward County in June of 2018. Hundreds gathered after his death for a vigil. The rapper collaborated with artists such as Lil Wayne and Kanye West. He was just 20 years old. Chief Meteorologist Doug Eddy's up next with a complete look at the weather, and a little bit later an agreement between 2 local colleges to make achieving higher education for international students easier.
Well, of course, it turned out to be a wet one for us today. We had showers. We had thunderstorms during the morning hours. Thankfully, nothing strong, nothing severe. But since then, it's kind of looked like this. Just clouds, drizzle, still some wet roads. Nice shot, Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. And we are going to have a few on and off showers and periods of drizzle through tonight. So if you are going to be out, be careful on the roadways, as a lot of them are still a little bit wet. But all the persistent rain is gone. But you can see the very thick clouds and that drizzle which has been popping up. All right, rainfall amounts, we didn't get a lot. Southeastern Kansas, I know you guys are still in the drought. All the heavy rain is always east of you, and it's going to stay that way this spring and summer until we get out of this pattern. Where we see the greens, those are areas showing us 1/4 to 1/2 inch, but most of us 1/10 to about 1/4 of an inch. All this rain is gone, but we have our next storm system reloading. California has been smacked over the past couple of weeks, but that system is heading toward us as we go through the week. All right, look at our temps, upper 40s to lower 50s, but check this out. Look at the warm up just to our west, Wichita to Oak City. You can see this little moisture tongue here with warmer temperatures, and that's ahead of a weak little wave that is going to rotate through, but also a warm front draped just to our south. So as that pushes through, we go up instead of down throughout the overnight hours tonight. Sitting at 50, south winds at about 10. It's going to stay breezy. It's going to be windy again for us tomorrow. Drizzle, random shower all the way through tomorrow. And then look at the rain chances go up, especially Thursday afternoon. Let's step through time. Again, random shower, a little bit of drizzle for us tonight. Look at these temps. We're going to be in the lower 60s by the time you wake up in the morning. Mostly cloudy skies tomorrow. We can't rule out a random shower, pushing 70 by noon, into the 70s during the afternoon. So it's going to be much warmer across the region. 62 in the morning, 67 by noon, 72 by 5. Southerly winds 20 to 30. Western counties, Chanute, Fredonia, Coffeyville, Yates Center, upper 70s for afternoon highs, which is kind of crazy. As we go through tomorrow night, clouds continue to thicken up, but we hold into the 60s. Very mild. Here comes a cold front Thursday. Along the front, we start to get scattered showers Thursday afternoon. That front presses into our southern counties. We start to get some thunderstorms popping up, but we're on the north side of the front, or at least majority of us. So these don't look too strong or severe, but these guys in our southern counties, those could be a little bit stronger as we get into Thursday evening. Then periods of showers, thunderstorms Thursday night into Friday morning, and some of these could produce some heavy amounts of rain. But again, if you live in southeastern Kansas, You're not going to get a whole bunch from this next storm system. It's mainly going to be I-44 corridor and south, the areas that have the potential to get 1 upwards to 2 inches of rain by Friday morning. Southeastern Kansas, Chanute, Fredonia, Yates Center, Iola, maybe a 1/4 of an inch once again. All right, 73 tomorrow, 68 Thursday, 57 on Friday with showers. Most of the weekend looks pretty good. A random shower Saturday, and then rain picks back up again late Sunday into Monday. Thunderstorms again by next Thursday.
Doug, thanks. With severe weather season approaching, schools are taking proactive steps to ensure the safety of their students, faculty, and staff. Northeastern Oklahoma A&M college officials have implemented a comprehensive emergency management plan that includes regular communication with students and staff about severe weather threats. School also conducts regular drills to ensure everyone knows what to do in the event of an emergency.
I get an email from emergency management that gives us a breakdown of the weather for the week from the National Weather Service. So every morning we have a basic idea of what the weather is going to be that day, as well as for the remainder of the week. And every morning it is updated.
One way you can stay informed of the weather is by downloading the KOAM Skywatch weather app. Missouri Southern and Crowder College are teaming up to make it easier for international students to continue their higher education. The agreement allows those students to continue their education at MSSU at a discounted rate after graduating from Crowder College. Officials say it's all about creating a smooth transition.
The students, by being able to complete the associate's degree with us, will have that step ahead and maybe reduce some of the financial burden completing that bachelor's degree.
Under the agreement, international students will pay Missouri Southern's out-of-state tuition rate rather than the international rate. Still ahead, a big comeback for the Joplin Eagles tonight in their baseball home opener, and the Girard Trojans open their schedule against Labette County. Jacob Leonard has those highlights and more coming up.
Well, the Girard Trojans are coming off one of the best baseball seasons in program history. Last season, Girard finished as co-CNC champions. They won a regional championship and went on to finish 4th in the 3A state tournament. Now, this afternoon, Girard opens a new season, kicking off their schedule at home against Labette County. After a leadoff walk in the first, Trevor Amershek settles in on the mound, gets the strikeout looking there. Then later in the inning, Amershek drops in a curveball for another strikeout. He keeps the Grizzlies off the board in the inning. And Girard goes straight to work with the bats. Jaden Norris with a man on second. Big swing here to center field, goes off the bottom of the fence. Caleb Scales comes in to score from second. Check out Norris in there for the RBI triple. Trojans on the board. Then a couple batters later, Ethan Bennett reaches out and pokes this one into left center. That brings Norris home. Girard gets the lead to 2-0. Ian Harlow finishes the inning strong for Labette County. Gets the swing and the miss there, but Girard rolls from there. Trojans win their season opener 14-3. In Joplin this afternoon, got a little interstate matchup between the hometown Eagles and Colgan Panthers. Colgan had a 6-3 lead going to the final inning, but Joplin scores 5 in the bottom of the 7th to win it 8-6. Eli Sautler finishes the game with a walk-off 3-run home run. The St. Louis Cardinals are just 9 days away from their season opener. So far in spring training, they've played 20 games, going 14-6 overall. And tonight they aim for their 5th straight win facing the Washington Nationals. That dude there, Josiah Gray, dialed in early for Washington, gets Andrew Kisner swinging in the 4th. Then in the 5th, another swinging strikeout. Finally, very next batter, Tommy Edmond also goes down. Josiah Gray, 6 scoreless innings with 5 strikeouts. Moving to the 6th now, Cardinals down 2-0. Victor Robles adds to the Washington lead with the 2-run jack. Cards, though, come back, and this game actually ends in a 4-4 tie. Well, Pittsburgh State's Ben DeRosier has been named the MIAA Pitcher of the Week. DeRosier had a great outing on Sunday in the Guerrillas Series finale against Northeastern State. In that game,
He threw 6 shutout innings, allowing just 3 hits and striking out a season-high 9 batters. DeRosier is now 4-0 on the mound this season. In his last 3 starts alone, he's allowed just 1 earned run in 17 innings while racking up 21 strikeouts. One more quick note here from the finals of the World Baseball Classic. Japan beats the United States 3-2. Incredible drama in that one, but for Japan, it's their first World Baseball Classic title since 2009.
Yeah, we just watched that final pitch together. That was dramatic indeed. We'll be right back. The Spivey Center for the Arts is helping people get the creative juices flowing during the spring break. They're hosting an event to craft comics and manga. It'll cover the basics of comic and manga creation, including designing fun characters, developing worlds, creating narrative conflict. The goal is to help people build toward creating their own original stories, no matter the genre.
There are comics for like every genre, so if there's any genre you're interested in exploring comics or manga in that style, I would really recommend it just to like really broaden your horizons.
Today, people created 2 individual characters and a setting. It's for anyone ages 12 to 17. It's going to last until Thursday, $50 to join. Now, Doug Hetty has a final check of the weather.
Well, of course, we're going to have the clouds out there for us tonight. A little bit of drizzle, mostly cloudy skies for us tomorrow. Much warmer, 73 our western counties, upper 70s, but winds, they're going to be moving 30 to 40 miles per hour during the afternoon. Thunderstorms in here Thursday afternoon, then cooler with showers by the time Friday rolls around.
Yeah, the temperature tomorrow looks great, but boy, it's going to be breezy.
Yeah,
it's always something, huh?
I'm going to be out at baseball, and yeah, it's going to be awfully windy. But speaking of baseball, real quick, I want to give a shout out to Webb City. They pick up their first win of the season, going on the road and beating Branson 16-1 tonight.
Congratulations to Webb City. We're going to leave you with video of a gorilla at the Santa Barbara Zoo playing around in the rain. Don't forget, the morning show starts at 5 a.m. Let's make it a great tomorrow.